Okay, so this is just going to be a quick video, kind of like the Microsoft Word video that showed the bookmarks and cross-references features, where I'm going to show how with the PDF now you can put kind of a questionnaire for a client at the beginning of the PDF, and then set it up in a way that their responses to certain questions will fill down into fields further down in the document without having to like retype the same information, like the client's name, over and over again. So I've just come to the Nebraska Judicial Branch website, and I'm going to come down to complaint for dissolution of marriage without children as an example. And I've already downloaded it actually, so I'm going to open it. So I don't want to open it with that. I want to open it with I don't want to show some of my file names, so let me just trying to get it to open with Acrobat without digging through all of my files. There we go. So first of all, you are going to have to have the full version of Adobe Acrobat. So I have Acrobat Standard here because you need that in order to edit, like insert pages and add text, and to change the names of some of these fields, which is necessary for this technique. So we are going to edit this PDF, and we want to insert pages. Where is that? Prepare form. Organized pages? Organized pages, there we go. Because organizing something is the same thing as creating more pages that didn't exist, right? So okay, we're going to say before page 1, we've got a blank page now. So now we can close that. We've got our blank page. And let's do a prepare form. So I'm going to have the first question, and maybe before the questions I should have some warnings, like or instructions to the client, like please fill in your responses only on this page and not on the following, not on the form directly. Your attorney will help you complete any fields that do not auto-fill based on your questionnaire responses. Okay, and question 1 is going to be, what is your full legal name? And question 2 is going to be, what is your spouse's full legal name? And I'm going to come over here, and now I'm going to drag and drop my fields. So this one is going to be called plaintiff. plaintiff name, make that a required field. And let's do another one. I'm going to call that defendant name and make that a required field. I'm going to make sure that I spelled both of these correctly and that I was careful to spell them the way I intended. So now what I have to do is come down to these field names, and I'm going to rename some things, because the way that it works is that any field names that actually have the same name, they do get linked and it'll autofill. So I'm going to rename this field to plaintiff name. And I do believe it is case sensitive. And then we're going to change this also to plaintiff name. And here we go. Plaintiff name. We're going to rename that one too. Plaintiff name. All right, so now essentially what I have is I have 1, 2, 3, 4 fields that are all called plaintiff name, and I've got 2 fields called defendant name. Okay. So now I can close my prepare form, and I can save this. And should be able to open it with even just Reader now. So this is, I'm now no longer in Acrobat, I'm in Reader, which, since that's what your clients will actually have available. And you'll see if I start typing my full name, it's George Washington. Spouse's name is Martha Washington. That it did in fact fill in George Washington, Martha Washington in those fields. So now I could pick, with responses, I think it should include the form data, but we will see in a second. Okay, it did. So I was able to close and reopen that file. So your client should be able to fill out the questionnaire in Acrobat Reader, save it, and then email it to you like in advance of a meeting, and then you can continue filling out the rest of the fields together. So that is pretty much all there is to it. Unfortunately, I don't know that it would be simple to link, to like do any kind of logic based on the responses. I think that if you need to have some kind of conditional logic, like that you'd be better suited to choose something like DocAssemble or Documate for that. I have not tried it, but I am guessing it probably would work. The checkboxes, so long as you just use a checkbox type of field above here as well, and you name the fields the same thing as we did with the text fields. But that is pretty much all there is to it for this technique. And then, you know, when you actually want to finish and file, you can print to a PDF and just specify the page range as not including that questionnaire page. So then you won't have that, but you will have the responses filled in. In that way, you can pull off that front page, that questionnaire page or pages, for purposes of finishing up the document. So there we have it. Hope this was informative. Thank you.